That is a sizable victory. Everything okay?
Yeah, just this microphone's doing all this stuff that is making it loud when I touch it.
Stupid microphone.
Stupid microphone's fault.
Dumb microphone. Cavs over the Rockets. They head to Oklahoma City to play the Thunder tonight. Who do the Thunder have now? They don't have KD. Who plays for the Oklahoma City Thunder? Any names come to mind?
Shane Gilgeous-Alexander?
Who?
Or Shea. I think it's Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Okay.
He's pretty good.
Jalen Williams?
Don't really
Josh
know him.
Giddey.
Josh Giddey's pretty good. I think he's from Australia.
Lou Gents-Dorto? Is that a person?
Lou Dort, yeah. I know Dort.
Ousmane Dieng? Come on.
Don't know him. They're having a decent season, though. They're doing much better than anyone thought they were going to do. And they had Chet Holmgren, the number 2 overall pick, but that guy got hurt in Summer League, I believe.
Chet
so
Holmgren.
He's out for the season.
All right. Well, they're still below 500. Thunder are at 23 and 25.
But winning 20, no, I don't think anybody expected them to even win 20 games this
Oh, really?
year. So, like,
they thought they'd be horrible.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, they're betting the Lakers.
Yeah.
So anyway, Cavs, Thunder, tonight in Oklahoma City and on 100.7 WMMS and on the iHeartRadio app. Cavs will come home to host the Clippers on Sunday. Tuesday night is the annual iHeartMedia staff Cavs game. Poundcake will not be there, but Bill will be there.
Yeah.
I will be there. I don't know if Mary will be there. Probably not. But Poundcake will not be there either.
She gets home Monday after a red eye. So we'll see if she feels like going to. I think she said she was going to go. I think we kind of bullied her into it. But.
Well, listen. She wants to go. Poundcake didn't even want to go. He thought about it, and he thought, no. No, I don't think so. They go, oh, this is an opportunity to kind of, we don't get to see all of the people that we work with, even in our new digs. When we were out at Oak Tree, we were the only ones there. It was a friggin' ghost ship for like literally 2 years. We moved down here, smaller footprint, of course, but we see more people more frequently, and that's been a lot of fun. But again, we don't see everybody all at once. And so our annual Cavs game outing is an opportunity to kind of, rub elbows and have a couple of pops. And Poundcake looked upon that scenario and said, No. I reject that on principle, is what he said.
This basketball's not my thing.
It's not about the basketball, you dummy.
We can go to a bar afterwards or something. There's
But
other
you're not even, but you didn't suggest that.
But it wasn't an option.
You're never going to believe this. There's bars at the Romo Fijo.
I know, but I don't want to. We can do. There's plenty of bars right across the street or right down the road.
Okay. Meet us down there. Meet us on East 4th after the game.
Okay. Well, I will be down here. I have to record my podcast, but sure.
He will. He's going to be down here, and he won't go around the corner.
I recorded my podcast. I recorded one a couple weeks ago to play, to have in the can ready to go so I could go to this outing because I usually do my podcast live. I was like, you know what? I want to go to this Cavs outing. I'm going to put one out, and it'll still be like all scheduled, but it's not. I'm not here live for it because I want to go to that game. I want to hang out with the crew here.
Doesn't interest him at all. He goes, nope, I'm going to sit in that corner booth
Make sure
and talk about, I don't know, spin the wheel. Prince Harry?
No.
Rihanna in the UAE?
we'll make sure we bring this up at our meeting next week with Rob.
Yeah, we got a show meeting with management next week.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to look at me and he's going to go, you have any concerns? I'll say, yes, I do. The unwillingness of one, this guy is trying to get everybody to call him helpful.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't helpful. Listen, I don't really care if you go. I'm just having some fun with you. But you are your own man. You are your own man.
Well, I went the last
And I
time.
appreciate that because nobody would bully me into doing something I didn't want to do either. I just think it's funny that you'll be right here.
Well, for
around the corner.
for like a half hour, like my podcast is like a half hour, and honestly, if it was the scheduling, if it was a different time, maybe. But honestly, I'm exhausted. I mean, I'm doing my morning job,
I
this
know.
job. And
It's
I'm
a
going,
long day for you.
I'm
I
going to
understand.
Orange Theory afterwards. Tuesdays and Thursdays are usually like my days that I get to relax. So.
So it's work in the morning, then here, then the podcast, then Orange Theory.
No. Tuesday, I just have the podcast. Like it is my early day, but like I just have the podcast and then I go home. Wednesdays, I do Orange Theory.
Oh,
so,
I thought you said you had Orange Theory after that.
No, Tuesdays are my day off. So I'm
Day
like,
off.
I just don't want to be around people right now. I love y'all.
Listen, I can identify with that.
But I've done the whole basketball thing. Like, honestly, if I really wanted to go, I could call my plug and she could get me tickets and I'll meet y'all up there. But I'm just, by the time I love this job, but by the time it's time to clock out,
I understand. It's time to go home.
Yeah,
I get it.
Tumbleweed in here.
I have friends that work downtown. They're always like, hey, when you're done with the show, come let's have a pop. I go, I'm going home. Going home.
I was gonna, if I get food, like there's times where I have a bunch of friends. It just so happened that when I moved downtown, all my other friends moved downtown too. They all have jobs downtown. And they're like, we can get a bite to eat. I'm like, I got food at home. Like, I don't know if I want Barrio tonight, or like, I don't know if I want to meet somewhere else and get drinks. Like, I kind of want to go home. So it's not personal.
Yeah, Barrio's not the selling point. Well, yeah, sometimes it's just a communal thing, you know? Yes.
I don't know. Sometimes I am in the mood for just their type of tacos. No other, I don't want to go to Taco Bell. I don't want Chipotle. Like, I just want their type of tacos. It's as a signature thing.
What type is that?
I like their salsa. Like their
You don't have salsa at home? He's got food at home, just doesn't have salsa at home.
Well, I eat the same thing every day. I'm like you, Alan.
That's right.
A chicken breast,
No matter what that.
Some veggies, and some hot sauce on it.
Yeah. Well, listen, you're the guy that talks about networking all the time. That's the only thing that I mentioned at 4 is that, you know, that is a networking opportunity. To have yourself be seen in front of people who have, you know, influence around here. That's what it's not about the basketball.
I know.
You're the one who talks about networking. Just trying to stick up for you.
I know. Next time.
Next year. We do this once a year.
Next
Next
year.
time. 2020.
That
Who
was
knows?
next year.
I thought there was 2 games that you could go to.
No. It's one a year.
Oh, okay.
This is it.
Well, I missed it.
Well, there you go. Hey, don't miss this. It's $1,000, $1,000 right now to go fund yourself. Listen here closely and good luck.
The Buzzard wants you to go fund yourself and score $1,000. Enter the nationwide keyword BONUS at WMMS.com. That's BONUS. Enter it now at WMMS.com. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
Well, I was going to say Jay Leno can't catch a break, but he is literally having too many of them. The guy's barely been out of the hospital for having skin grafts on his face after his car engine exploded in his face. And he's 72 years old, and he just broke his collarbone on one of his vintage motorcycles.
It's a crazy way he did it, too.
Well, he was going through a parking lot, and there was a wire that clotheslined him. I don't know if this is like he didn't see a sign that was strung across a couple of stanchions or something. I don't understand.
Well, he said that was, it was like a wire or a chain or something, and it was unmarked. Like there was no, usually something like that's going to have like a flag on it or a sign on it, and it didn't have it. So it just caught him and clotheslined him and just ripped him right off the bike, which is not a fun thing to happen.
Especially breaking your collarbone.
Yeah, because there's no way to really deal with that.
Nope.
And ribs, like you can't really set those. You just kind of got to let them heal.
Yeah. That's a bad one to break, boy. So, you know, he is due here in Cleveland in a couple of weeks. I wonder if that's going to postpone that show. He's supposed to play next Thursday night down here in Playhouse Square.
Yeah.
February 2nd, Jay Leno at the State Theater, I think. I just saw him on the marquee. I didn't note which theater it was. Anyway, I wonder if they're going to have to postpone that show.
It's said that he's going to be out working this weekend, so I think he's going to do that show.
Wow.
He probably just taking painkillers and just like, let's do this. Let's rip.
This guy is still recovering from having skin grafts on his face because he had like 3rd-degree burns. He broke his collarbone in this motorcycle thing, 2 ribs, and he cracked both kneecaps. You think you're going to want to stand up on stage for an hour 20? And under those conditions? I mean, going to Vegas, they fly you in, they prop you up there. Flying to Cleveland, walking around and, well, who knows? If you have Jay Leno tickets, I'd put it at 50-50. Wonder if there's a Jay Leno prop bet on FanDuel. Oh, I just looked. There isn't. Sorry. Yeah, he was riding one of his vintage motorcycles. You know, I don't understand. What? I got clothesline. I don't understand the appeal of vintage everything. Jay Leno is vintage. He's 72. Like, ride something. These guys who love, I got a motorcycle from 1912. Okay. So what? I rebuilt it because I don't want to talk to my wife. Wiped out by a piece of wire that was strung across an entrance of the parking lot. And CNBC canceled his show. So it was a whole big week for Jay Leno. I don't think he cares about that show, that Jay Leno's Garage. CNBC had it on there. The show murders on YouTube, so I doubt he cares at all that it's not on CNBC, as a matter of fact.
It's probably better to just have it on YouTube.
It's also only notable for the fact that Jay Leno has been an NBC employee for 40 years. And this is his last thing with NBC. It's now Universal, but this is his last thing. You know, because when he's riding around, you know, for his channel, he's got a bunch of GoPros all over his vehicles and, you know, his motorcycles. So he's got one like on the spokes and the handlebars and the things.
Wonder if he had one on that one that he was riding when he got clotheslined. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that video.
I would very much like to see the Jay Leno. You know, I obviously feel bad that he got hurt, but it would be cool to see the video from that. Crashed his vintage motorcycle. It just looks like it looks like a bicycle. Looks like what we used to clothespin, you know, playing cards to the spokes. He's on this old-timey motorcycle. Not that that's got, obviously, this injury has nothing to do with the condition of the bike. It was a freak accident. It wasn't because he was on an old motorcycle, but a lot of the articles written on this current accident have started to attach photos of him in the hospital, which I don't remember seeing before. I mean, after he got burned. His face, you know, they have to put that mesh on your face. When you have like third-degree skin injuries, they have to put that mesh there so that they gave him cadaver skin as grafts for his face. Imagine if it turned out to be like one of those 70s horror movies, you know? Like where they get
the skin takes over.
Yeah, skin takes over.
Evil Jay Leno.
That's right.
Well,
or he gets like a killer's eye and then he sees everything that the killer saw.
Can't the skin reject this other skin? Isn't that a thing?
It probably is.
Yeah, that can happen.
Sure. It's an organ. Any organ your body can reject any organ.
How do you know it's going to, like, how do you know if it will reject it? You just got to put it on there first?
Yeah, I don't know if they know. But it looks okay. I mean, if you've seen him, I can't believe he looks as good as he does. Like, he's made his own jokes about it, but I thought he was going to look really, really
different, but
chopped up.
Yeah. He looks pretty good. He's probably using some stem cells and stuff. You know, he's getting the best stuff.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. This guy's drinking baby's blood.
Mm-hmm.
Yup. One call to Hillary Clinton. Hey, you got any lizard babies down there?
Stop by the Planned Parenthood. Get what you need.
That's right. Basement of the pizza shop. Down there. So, wild week for Leno. Wild week for a woman in Plano, Texas, by the way, too. You know, we have a lot of bureau chiefs down there. This is part of the DF-Dub, the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Plano, Texas is about half an hour north of downtown Dallas. And there's a woman who had to finally go to the local news to get the word out about guys who are coming to her house looking for sex because somehow her address is showing up in hooker ads.
Oh, she burned somebody.
And she has had
somebody's husband or something.
She's like a 70-year-old woman. She burned.
I'm frustrated, I'm irritated, and I'm beyond done.
Instead of basking in her retirement, Elaine White has been left with sleepless nights, wondering,
how can a man, a grown man, go to a house in a neighborhood thinking they're gonna get sex?
How or why is her East
By the way, that's what every guy does, is goes to a house thinking they're gonna get sex.
You have
Not
their
a
own
random
house. Yeah.
Usually it's a house of someone you know, but that's a weird take.
Or why is her East Plano home being used online to lure men looking for sex workers?
As many hookers and prostitutes are out there, go get one. Leave me alone. I'm not here for that.
What are they saying to you?
They're saying they're here for an appointment for Nikki. Some are for Kelly, some are for Nikki. Now it's Rhonda.
Since
Someone's
last
messing
year,
with her.
White says around 25 men have come to her door at all hours. Young and old, all ethnicities, locals, and from as far away as Laredo. Pressing her Ring doorbell.
Excuse me?
She's confronting some of
I'm
them.
supposed to meet someone here or no? Is this the wrong place?
Which name?
Rhonda?
For drugs or sex?
Second one?
Well, you know what? This is a bait house, and you have about 10 seconds to get away from it, or the cops are going to get you.
She says police have responded, but only make the men leave, telling her she could be the innocent victim of a sex trafficking ring posing as a massage website.
Some sex website that nasty old men go and look for sex. They pay Venmo.
She's so done.
That's what she said.
These nasty
Hey,
old men.
Venmo.
Listen, she's missing a golden opportunity should she want to do it to pad her retirement account here.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I love
Well, I'm Nikki. And then the next night
Yeah.
she's somebody else.
Or you just say, leave $200 cash, and Nikki will be out in a minute, and then you call the cops.
I love
right.
I love the guy that's still he's standing there in person, like in front of her door, and he's still trying to cover his ass. She said, "Are you here for drugs or sex?" He said, "The second one." like it's not like he.
Yeah, but how is that covering his ass? He's there for sex.
But he didn't say, I'm there for sex. He said, I'm there for the second one, and then he can
Right,
deny and
but
be like,
yeah,
he'd be
no.
like, oh, I misheard her.
Yeah,
I didn't
right.
know why
That
I was
would
here.
never
Yeah.
hold up in court.
You can
I said
try.
the second one. I thought she said eggs. You know, they're so expensive.
Yeah,
I
I
was
thought
coming
we had
by
a
to get
plug.
cheap eggs.
The second one.
for the services, and then they get my address and they come here.
Security signs aren't keeping Johns away. Neither is this spray-painted sign she's resorted to. Kelly does not live here.
Look at the sign on my front door.
Oh, okay.
Get the off my front porch.
Fed up, she's backing up this warning on her door.
Yes, I have my Smith & Wesson 357 Magnum loaded 4-inch barrel next to me,
Okay, now.
and I answer the door with it.
While incredibly
It
frustrating
is Texas, after all.
that this keeps happening and no one is being arrested, Ms. White says she does appreciate the quick response from police anytime she calls. In Plano, Maria Guerrero, NBC5.
I love that the cops are like, man, there's nothing we can do about this. I mean, you keep calling us, but each time they show up, she ends up with a little bit more lingo that she can whip at these guys. She's like, this is a bait house. You know what a bait house was before that. Is that B-A-I-T or B-A-T-E, ma'am? Because I'm interested in the second one. Like I said before.
Like that, there's just so much trust online these days for like these dudes. Like you
It's not trust.
It is
When
trust.
you're horny, your brain is in a fog.
Yeah.
These guys are like, I'm going to go at this Pepper Pike rabbi they scooped up. Been out there for 20 years in Pepper Pike at a synagogue. He was the rabbi at a synagogue in Atlanta years before that. He gets scooped up because he was trying to have sex with a 15-year-old boy. Undercover cop.
The perv froth is real.
Yes.
When you are that horned up, Poundcake, you've been through this in the past where you were doing dangerous things.
Yeah, and I was. That's the thing. I blamed it on being young and naive. Like that's why I'm so paranoid.
But
But
there's
it's
a lot of
frothy.
people-
There's old dudes just as frothy.
They're just as frothy because they're also more repressed.
I guess
So
so.
when people are more repressed, they don't have healthy ways to engage in these activities. So, or they just never had anyone that was a willing partner or whatever it is. They get revved up and they'll do dumb stuff, and then we get videos like this.
I wonder what would have happened if that guy had said the first one. Are you here for the drugs or the sex?
I mean, I came for the sex, but I'll take some drugs.
Yeah, right. A little from column A, a little from column B, ma'am.
What kind of drugs you got?
I got to take a break. If you want to send a text, 35192, AlanCoxShow.com is where your pictures will materialize. And listen, drop messages.